If you've accepted a plea agreement in your criminal misdemeanor case, such as your domestic violence, DUI, or shoplifting case, your matter will be set for what's called a change of plea judgment and sentencing hearing. And you're probably wondering what's going to happen at the change of plea. Hi, I'm Shawn.hamp. I'm a trial attorney and criminal defense lawyer who practices law here in Mohave County, Arizona. When you change your plea, you're basically pleading guilty because at your initial appearance or arraignment, when you gave a plea to the court, it was a not guilty plea. So you're essentially changing your plea from not guilty to guilty when you do a change of plea. And you change your plea because the state has given you a plea agreement. The plea agreement basically tells the court what you're pleading guilty to and what the state is giving in exchange for that guilty plea. So usually a prosecutor may be dropping some charges. They may be limiting how much punishment you could get, maybe limiting how much jail time you can face, or limiting how much the fine is going to be. But it's a bargain. It is a deal. And this agreement has to be reduced in writing. And this agreement has to be done on the record. It has to be done before a judge. And that is why the change of plea hearing is set. So you'll go to the hearing, you'll get the plea agreement in writing, a copy and the original will be given to the judge, and the judge will go over it with you. The judge will go over the terms of the plea agreement with you. And the judge will advise you about what the plea agreement means. And the judge will try to determine if you understand it. The court has to determine that the plea agreement is knowingly made, it's intelligently made, and that it's voluntary. So the judge has to make sure that those things happen. That you know what the plea agreement is, that you understand the plea agreement, and that this is something that you want to do, that nobody is threatening you to change your plea. So once you've done the change of plea, in a misdemeanor case, the court will go right away to sentencing and will do the judgment and sentence. And the judgment and sentence is based on those terms in the plea agreement. And if there's some terms that are still at the court's discretion, you or your lawyer will argue to the court, obviously, to exercise the most lenient discretion that the court can give. Sometimes there may be issues about how long the probation should be, whether it should be supervised or summary. Maybe the plea agreement still allows the judge to sentence the defendant to a certain range of jail time. So these things are argued to the judge at that time. And then the judge makes the ruling what the sentence is, reduces it to writing, gives the defendant the terms of that sentence and the terms of probation, and the hearing is concluded. So if you or someone you know is going to change their plea or go to a judgment and sentence in a criminal case, and you have questions about it, please give my office a call. Let's find out if your case is something that we can help you with. Call my office at 928-753-6868 or visit my website at hamplaw.com.